I made this entire video game without ever touching my computer. Let me explain. These are 3 of my closest friends. Not a single one of them has ever made a video game before, and I want to show them just why I'm so passionate about creating video games. So I'm gonna push my game dev skills to the very max and attempt to teach them how to make an entire video game step by step without being able to create any of it myself. This is Ravit. We've known each other since we were 10 years old, and he's never done any coding outside of me teaching him a little bit of Scratch back in the day. He's going to be responsible for programming the base mechanics of the game. I have full confidence in his abilities, but if you've ever made a game, you know it's never as simple as you'd like it to be. Because I couldn't use my computer, I took to good old pen and paper and started writing out instructions for installing Unity. Ideally, this first set of instructions would give him some basic player movement. God, I hate this. The concept for the game was actually pretty simple. Inspired by the way from Geometry Dash, you'd be a turtle and would have to zigzag through endless waves of spikes. I figured this would be one of those like shitty mobile fun hyper casual games.
Guess I should go deliver this to him.
I was then ready to move on to the next set of instructions when...
What? Your handwriting sucks. Delete your YouTube channel, Ravit. Really?
Having had to write out a novel to teach my friend how to make basic player movement, I had failed to actually make it readable. So I went back to my pen and paper. Just kidding, there's no way I'm gonna do that again. I'm just gonna use my phone. After rewriting out the instructions, I sent it all over to Ravit and... yeah, we're gonna need to hop on a call.
Sorry, I just feel like breaking like 6 things at the moment. But just,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck this is, bro.
Oh my gosh, okay.
This is so complicated for me, bro.
No, bro, trust me, you got it. I believe in you. We'll get through it. We started by creating a new project and then went through the first few steps of the instructions to set up the main scene.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah, so yeah, there you go. It works. You just gotta click on the main camera and then see where it says background. You can change the color.
The
yeah,
black?
there you go. Yeah. And then right click. 2D, yeah, there you go. 2D object, sprites, and circle. There you go. And then you can name it player or whatever you want. You can double click on that. This is where I'm kind of scared. Yeah, double click on the script to open it. I guess I had forgotten to show him how to install Visual Studio in the instructions, so I walked him through that as well. And after some back and forth... and
I'm joking.
Finally, we had basic player movement in the game. But Ravit, we're not done yet. I quickly wrote up the remaining instructions for spawning in obstacles. This time, I would have to make these instructions as detailed as possible in order to account for any and all confusion. Because for the second set of instructions, we wouldn't be allowed to get into a Discord call. Curly brace, new line. Public float speed. I quickly texted it over and we were able to get obstacles spawning. But Nate, how does this work? It's super slow and unoptimized to actually infinitely spawn and destroy every single spike. So instead, our system only spawns in about 4, which then will cycle back and forth when they go off the screen. Now, this all works great, but I think it's missing a little thing I like to call looking good. Luckily, I've got a solution. This is Monet. We've known each other since we were about 3 years old, and she's been improving her art skills for the past 13 years to prepare for this exact moment. I figured a theme of turtles would suit the game well, so I told her I would need a color palette, turtle sprite, and some kind of spike to use for the obstacles. Being the ethical businessman that I am, I also offered her payment in exposure, which she declined in favor of me baking her delicious cookies. Now you guys can accuse me of scamming people that work for me. After a few days, she sent over the art, and wow, that was worth baking those cookies. But as cool as the art was, it did me no good just sitting in my camera roll. That's where my friend David comes in. David and I have been tight since middle school, and he's also an admin in my Discord server. David's job would be to implement the art into the game and hopefully polish up some loose ends.
Alright, so how are we supposed to do this?
Click that, and then you're gonna replace it with the turtle. It's gonna look very ugly right now, but
yeah, it's not. I don't know.
Just do the same thing, but you can change it to the sea urchin.
This is gonna be. That's most certainly not right. That.
Okay, I have a better idea actually. So you remember how like there were rectangles, like little walls before? So basically my idea was to stack the sea urchins up like that.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really bad game. I'm sorry. Okay, that ain't right. Hey.
No way. They're good.
Should probably add floors and an ending.
Yeah, I'm gonna polish it up and add animations and stuff. And with that, we had a game. Sort of. For something that had been whipped up by complete beginners, and it actually turned out pretty nice. But for my intentions of showing my friends the joys and wonders of game development, not so much. So I hit the make game button, and suddenly we had ourselves a legit game. With everything finished, I was finally ready to show it off to all of my friends. So, does this make you want to become a game developer yet?
I mean, it's cool and all, but like, what's the point if nobody else is gonna play it?
I mean, other people could play it if I ended up publishing it, but that's pretty expensive and time consuming, so I probably won't.
Dude, honestly, that's just such a lame excuse. People publish mobile games all the time, and honestly, like, maybe there's better game devs than you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me, bitch.
Oh, I'll show him. I'll need one of these if I want to publish to the App Store. Wait, is that a sponsor?
For this video, I'm partnering with Appodeal to bring all of you game developers watching an unmatched level of organization on your mobile games' monetization and growth. If I were to publish this turtle game, I'd probably want to run ads on it, which is usually pretty expensive and time consuming if I have to keep track of different ad formats, networks, eCPM, and so on. That's where Appodeal comes in. Appodeal is a one-stop shop for analyzing the growth of your game or app. Say I wanted to compare the effectiveness of different ad formats running during gameplay, or the performance of different ad networks, or even predict how much revenue I would make from the game in the next year, Appodeal has me covered. Appodeal is able to combine all the useful information I need into one single main dashboard, which also allows me to dive deeper into specific metrics if I so desire. Topping everything off, Appodeal also integrates directly into game engines like Unity using just one SDK that's super easy to set up. So if this sounds useful to you, go click the link in the description to learn more. And use promo code NateDev to get $100 cash back in your first campaign. And once again, thank you to Appodeal for partnering with me for this video.
Well, the Mac came, so I guess I'm gonna be publishing this mobile game in the next video.
Thank you to Kat, Zix, and everybody else on Patreon supporting me. You guys are the best. Now go watch this other video and subscribe while you wait for me to turn this into a full commercial game.